Make my eyes shine like sunlight. Love like the sun, you will shine. Shine as your heartbeat, beat as your soul. Give your soul as you want to be known.
Looking through the plan for the rest of the year, it looks like we're going to have quite a bit of...
I'm sorry, miss. Who are you?
I'm sorry?
You've been talking at us for a while now, and I don't know who you are.
I introduced myself at the beginning of the class. My name is Miss Seabury. I'm your new teacher.
Where's Mrs. K at?
Miss Collado will be returning this year due to complications with the gallbladder surgery.
Oh, so she's got one of the pee bags.
Not exactly. I guess we'll need a few minutes getting to know each other better. How about everybody write down a few things that you like and you dislike, and we'll share them with the class. I'll start. My name is Miss Carrie Seabury. I like trying new foods, and I dislike licorice. Anyone else willing to go?
Yo, miss. My name's Roger Calloway. I like sex in the morning, and I dislike bullshit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, Roger, that's quite a bold statement. Anybody else? Okay, so, Miss Colaza, you started reading the book of Mice and Men.
Can we be finished with that book, miss? I already made out those worksheets.
Well, not yet. I think there's more that we can learn from it. So, what do you think of it so far?
We finished the worksheets, miss. We don't have to keep kicking a dead man.
I get it, but this isn't about the worksheets. I just want to talk about the book. So, let's talk. What's happened so far? What characters do you like? Any thoughts? Come on, I know you've been reading it together in class. So what do you think? Well, there's a couple of themes in the book that I really like. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about the book, the Great Depression, and especially the ending, because I promise it's a good one. Would someone mind waking him up, please?
Who, Kenner? You. Sure, miss.
Thank you.
Please don't make it.
So, in the novel, George and Lenny are best friends, right? And their friendship is mostly based about buying a ranch and finding
Hey, Roger.
their
Go back to the
Sorry,
Hey, I heard the book about Roger. Back down. Go back to the Shut up. You can't go shit. You see that fight you wore last night? Go back to the But then all of a sudden, just go find some shit.
Yes, be free. You have a question?
Yeah. Miss, is magic real?
What's up, Principal T? How's your first date?
Oh, hi, Principal Gregson. It was fine. A little bit out of hand, but it's just going to take me some time to earn the respect.
Good. The first day is always rough, but I'm not so sure there's anything like earning their respect. If you give them an inch, they'll turn it into a ruler and hit you with it. And they're a tough crowd. And just do your best to stay at the head of the food chain, and if you run into any problems, just give me a call.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you. What the hell am I doing? Oh, hi, Dorn, right?
What's up, miss?
Did you forget something?
Yeah, no book.
Oh, I saw you writing a lot in class today. Are you working on something?
Just writing a story.
What about?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's about a guy named Sonny and this girl that he likes. He's a good guy to her and all. It's a good story, miss. I think you like it.
Do you write a lot of stories?
Yeah, miss, I like stories.
Me too. You know the one we're working on right now is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah? It's okay. I gotta see you later, miss. Guys like us that walk on, that work on ranches or the long is guys in the world. They got no family. They don't belong no place. They come to a ranch and walk up a state, and the first thing you know, they're pounding their tail on some other.
You say they're pounding tail, Norm?
Okay, that's enough. Finish the passage, Lord, please.
On some other ranch.
Great. So, this passage shows us what life is like in the U.S. for migrant farm workers. They had to work on farms like this one, and it had to work for long hours for very little pay. And they couldn't find a way out. They sort of became trapped. So, today we often call the oppression systems that trap us the man. So, what comes to mind when you hear the man? Take a moment and write down a few things, and we'll share them with the class.
Hey, miss, is this for a grade?
Well, sort of. You'll get a grade for participating, but mostly I want to hear what you think.
What page are the answers on? And then the worksheet's always a page.
No,
Yeah, what do you mean to say, huh?
no, it's simple. Just take a moment and write down a few things that the word makes you think about. If you don't want to write or draw, just respond. Roderick, don't you dare wake him up. I've actually been able to teach a little bit today. We'll catch him up in a bit. Okay, so, what you got? Who's the man?
President Bush, he's the man.
Okay.
Or Gregson. He's always acting hard, bossing everybody around.
Well, I think the man is when people look down on you or feel sorry for you and they act like it's for your own good.
I think you might be onto something, Dominique. Go on.
It's like with school. Teachers won't just tell you that you can do it. They will tell you that they think you're stupid. You know, they will come out and say it to your face with the same way they look at you.
That's interesting. What do you mean by that?
I don't mean nothing.
No, I think it's a good point.
Why are you picking on me, miss? I didn't do nothing to you.
No, Dominique, I'm not picking on you.
No.
I just want to...
You're picking on me. And I didn't do nothing to you.
Dominique, I'm going to need you to take your seat.
Or what, miss? You're gonna make me?
No, you're going to sit down.
Go ahead and make me. You're just like a wrestler coming in here and looking at us like we need to be fit.
I'm not, Dominique. Sit down.
Now you're yelling for no reason. Right, Michelle? You saw it.
Yeah, what's your problem, Liz? Gentleman Gregson, I'm sending about to your office to call that out. Go to his office, Dominique.
You don't need to come back, Dominique.
Yeah, you should tell your mama. Let her know what you did.
Have fun with this one.
No.
Dominique.
Hey!
Yeah, Dominique, you know we have to deal with this too much to
Hey, what we talking about in here? Hey, listen, Breezy, I got a question. Hey, can you let us out there today? We ain't trying to be up in here. Thank you. Praise the Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, so what?
Still working on that story?
Yeah, I love it. I'm writing some poetry too.
Poetry. I'd love to read some of it. Do you have any with you?
Yeah, got it right here.
Mind if I take a look?
Why not? But you know, miss, I ain't gonna do school much longer.
Why do you say that?
That I leak test. If I don't pass it, I can't do school no more.
But you can write. Would you mind reading this one for me?
Sure. Make my eyes shine like the sunlight. Love like the sun you to shine. Shine as your heartbeat, beat as your soul. Give your soul what you want to know. I am a good man. Dorn E. Wilson. I am a good helper. I am a good lesson. Dorn E. Wilson. I'm a good Samaritan. I'm a work in progress. I'm the guy you never expected to manage. Please, thank you, may I? With feelings like love, sadness, happiness, with problems. Shine as your heartbeat, beat as your soul. Give your soul what you want to know.
Dorn, that's good.
Thanks, miss.
Hey, why do you like doing this stuff? Poetry, stories, writing?
Honestly, I like writing because of my feelings. I like to put my feelings in anything that involves feeling and love, so whatever.
Good. Keep writing. Who knows? Maybe one of these days we can get some of this stuff published.
Does that mean I get paid?
I don't know, maybe.
That'd be cool, miss. That'd be real cool.
Good. Keep writing.
Let's see you tomorrow, miss.
Sorry I had to call you today.
It's okay. These things happen. It wasn't Dominique's first trip to my office.
I didn't handle it that well.
She's a tough cookie. Keeping things in order around here is like trying to nail jelly to a tree, but you just gotta keep hammering away.
These kids are really perceptive. I mean, they see right through things.
That's what makes it so hard to keep your classroom straight. They know just how to press your buttons.
That's definitely what happened today. Hey, do you know anything about Dorn Wilson? He said he might not be in school much longer.
Yeah, Dorn. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's never caused much trouble, but like a lot of our students, he's just not making the scores on the Ivy.
He likes writing. I mean, I can definitely see that he's struggling with reading and stuff, but he's smart.
Yeah, Dorn's creative. No arts and crafts section on the Ivy, though. Yeah, workbooks. Test, April, have you started yet?
Oh no! Of my submit, focusing on discussion, ideas, story.
Well, I'm not going to tell you how to run your classroom, but I will tell you how we keep our jobs around here. That's how kids passing this test.
We'll get there.
I'm sure you will. And best of luck in there. Just keep your chin up and keep their noses to the grindstone. It's good for them.
This is my desk. No, it's not. It's the same as yours because our roles in this class are the same. I want to learn from you. I want to hear what you have to say about things, especially when it comes to literature and stories. We all have something to bring to the conversation, so I expect that we're going to learn together in here. So, that's where we're going to start today. Asking, what is story? What is narrative?
This book's a story.
No shit, Rochelle.
Roger.
Yeah. Or, I got a story. So yesterday, my auntie, she got so tore up about my little cousin finding out who gets the last of the ribs. She threw the last one straight out the window. We were all there for 3 minutes until we heard a knock at our door. And she went and answered it, and it was our landlord. Mr. Green, he was standing there with barbecue sauce dripping from his face. Yeah.
more than just what happens at a certain moment. How you tell it or see it says something about what makes you love, hate, or what you think is unfair. Stories help us to take in what we see in the world and make something of it. How do you think stories change the way we see things? Come on, what do you think?
So, look. Sometimes my sister comes home with these stories from work, right? So funny. I wet my pants one time. Okay, look. So there was this old guy who comes into the store, right? And he forgot his teeth. So he's trying to tell her what he wants, but she can't understand him. He's waving his arms all around and stuff, whatever. And so she finally says, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Why do you think you serve if you ain't got no teeth?
Better get the teeth.
Exactly. These are excellent examples of stories, but they're also narratives. So, what do you think makes a story a narrative?
I don't know what you mean, a narrative.
You're talking to what's the narrative?
Well, when we think narrative, it's not just what happened, the facts. We think of who is telling it. The story is being told by someone who loves, hates, or dreams. They may be crazy or jealous or strung out, but they have a story to tell. Like Mr. Green and that gentleman without his teeth. They both have different narratives than Adrian or Dominique. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, I think I know what you're talking about, Missy Breezy. Hey, check this out. It's like when two people get in a fight, right? And even though everybody's seen the exact same fight, everybody's telling it different. This fool talking about him one, this other fool talking about him.
Yeah,
this other fool
everybody sees the
talking about
same
his
time, they all think it's hard, right? They're telling their story, like you.
Yes. That's a narrative. The story can be the same, but the perspectives are different. So, whose story do you think is of mice and men?
Probably George. He talks a lot.
Hey, hold on, but Lenny be talking a lot too, though, so
Oh, yeah. Like you always be talking shit.
Okay, you're both right. Henry does talk a lot. Anyway, each character has a narrative that brings to the larger story. And characters use stories throughout the novel. For example, when Lemmy gets anxious, George tells him a story about how they're going to buy a ranch to calm him down. George uses a story to be a good friend.
I don't like it.
Who?
That George fellow.
You don't like you neither.
hey, that's more of a private.
Say no one's that good without getting something out of it. He's friends with Lenny and all, but he's got to be using them for something, or he wouldn't be going through all that. You heard?
So, what I heard you saying is, George, people usually think of George as the hero, but you make a good point. Why do you think he might have different motives?
No one's ever just nice for nice sake. Yesterday, my mom, she came home all sweet, like saying nice things everywhere. She just really cared or something.
Does she want something?
The truth was, she was just jonesing and ready to get strung out at you.
Yeah.
She didn't need none of being nice except for herself to get her fix.
So, what I hear you saying is that people have different motives for being nice to each other, and that's what must be happening with George.
No, miss. I think George is Lenny's friend, and he got him no matter what. He always talking about how they hang together, because alone you're weak. Like he was saying, this depression thing sucked. You gotta have somebody to have your back. I get it, miss.
Why do you think you see it different from Rochelle?
I don't know. I guess you got some friends like that.
You talking about Seven?
I didn't say that.
Bruce Tevin.
Okay, so look. His friend Seven put his neck out for him last week and got himself in a blue truck. He had to get out when they low, and no one's seen him since.
Shut it down, D. You don't know nothing.
What
Turn around.
Or is it somebody did?
Hey,
Roderick, you and Rochelle have just shown us something. Those are your narratives, the stories that you bring with you that make you see something different than each other or anyone else in this room. What about you, Lauren? We haven't heard from you today. Do you have anything to say about narratives?
Well, baby.
Well, good. I'd like for you to share with the class, please.
Hi. Say,
what's good?
you got on the floor?
Oh, what? Okay.
You got
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Alright, check this out. Let me know if you like this.
I don't narratives. Narratives don't mean. They're trying to tell me what I see. They're trying to tell me what's real, but I choose how I see. How I see makes my narrative, and my narrative makes me. Some people try to tell me my story, but they can't tell me. My voice is my narrative. My voice changes their stories. I'll make my voice. I'll make my narrative, and I'll make me. And that's how I see it.
What do you mean by the narratives owning you?
You still don't wrote down.
But you make a good point. We can control the narratives we tell, but there are also stories that control us. There are stories that stick with us for a long time.
Oh yeah, I get that. Like this one time, my mama, she found a pencil and the lead's still in her butt still.
Good. I was hoping to catch you before you headed home.
Just in time, about to call it a day.
How were the scores in the practice I used?
Not great.
Yeah, the practice tests are always a wake-up call. But it just means getting them into the workbooks and prepping.
Workbooks. The perfect way to teach nothing but how to take a test.
I know, it's not the fun part of the job, but it's what keeps you and me on the payroll.
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Do you ever feel like we're wasting our time with all of these prep books and worksheets? Like we should be teaching them something real?
Sure. You wonder, what are they going to do with all this multiple choice when it comes to facing the real world? When they're given decisions that aren't based on A, B, C, and D answers?
Exactly. We worship these tests. It's serving some end, but what are we really teaching them? What are we really saying?
That we care about their futures.
Or that we're deciding their futures? I don't know. I've just been thinking that public school has a story to tell. One that controls how we see the world.
What do you mean story?
I mean, with how school is now. Every student becomes a character in this 12-year epic. We navigate our way through homework and red marks on papers and face the roaring cyclops of standardized tests. The education story says, little Bobby goes to school. He gets good grades, he gets a diploma, and then gets a job. The end. But I think that's a problem. A story is at the heart of every good religion. And the religion of education makes us bow down to A's and Ivy League scores and regurgitating the right information. Worshipping the God of education might get them a job or a diploma, but what does that mean?
It means they get a job. A chance at a decent life.
Okay, but it's also saying that their lives can only work this one way. It's not giving them the chance to find a different narrative and figure out who they want to be.
If education is limiting their options, it's because that's the way society is. And that's how you survive. People get jobs and earn money so they can live, and trust me, that doesn't change.
So we worship worksheets, diplomas, and jobs, but we have no idea why we're doing any of it? Doesn't that sound pretty dismal? That education has robbed students of telling their own story because it tells it for them?
You may want to start grading their worksheets with happily ever afters, but I'm fairly certain the fill-in-the-blank questions on their job applications aren't going to begin with once upon a time.
But we all need stories to make sense of our lives, to learn to think critically and to see the world and how we're supposed to fit into it.
story you or I like, but it's the story that's there. And it's one we have to believe in for them. It gets them out of these tests and into the real world.
They're already in the real world. These kids have seen more than I have ever seen, and school is doing nothing to help them cope with it. They need to be exposed to stories like of mice and men and others to learn to ask questions, make connections, imagine alternatives.
Alternatives to what? To becoming functioning members of society?
No. To never learning what it is to be a human being. I know you see the problems I do. How can you not want to do something about it? How can you not care to think?
Don't tell me I don't care! You think you're the only one around here who wants to make a difference? You think you're the only one who cares what happens to these kids? Well, you're not. I came in here just like you with dreams and ideas of how to fix the big bad system. But I had to learn the hard way that it doesn't work. This is reality, Carrie. I had to learn it. You will too.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. But that's the way it is.
But kids like Dorn, low test scores, but I have to believe he can find something here.
Just know that this is bigger than you or me or any of them. These tests are important, and this is your job. Believe what you want. But get them ready for the test.
I just can't. I will. Has anyone seen Dorn today? No? Okay. So, we've finished the book. But, before we dive into the ending, I'd like to take a look at the title. Why do you think the book is called The Life?
Liddy killed that mouse the other day.
Good.
I think I got one too. I think it's because they both start with the letter M.
Yeah, so does the word moron.
Well, here's something interesting. Steinbeck first had a different name for the book. He first called it Something That Happened. How do you think this could change things?
It isn't just something that's happening in that book. If you wanted to change the title, you should have changed it to shit that happened.
Well, after Steinbeck first wrote the book, he changed the name based on a poem he read called To a Mouse on Turning Up in Her Nest with a Cloud, which is exactly how it sounds, about a mouse on a farm whose house gets plowed up.
It's supposed to talk about somebody getting plowed in class.
No, about a mouse on a farm whose house gets torn up by a farmer. In fact, let's take a look at this poem and find out how the book relates to the harsh ending and the title of Mice and Men. Small, crafty, cowering, timorous little beast. Oh, what panic is in your little breast? I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, that poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. You saw the fields lay bare and wasted, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast you thought to dwell, till crash! The cruel plow passed out to your cell. That small bit of heap of leaves and stubble. Now you are turned out for all your trouble, without house or holding to endure the weather's sleety dribble and hoar-frost cold. But
I'm really sorry, Miss Seabury, but can I see you in the hallway, please?
sure, of course.
And the C's gonna go to Greg's office.
Would you mind to teach the rest of the poem? I really want you guys to think about this stuff today, and we're just running out of time.
Ain't that more Dominique?
Yes. But little mouse, you are not alone. Improving foresight may be vain.
He dropped out.
What?
The best laid schemes of mice and men go often awry,
Dorn. He quit school.
and leave us nothing but grief and pain for promised joy.
I'm sorry. I know you want to focus on their stories, Carrie, but the story that's going to make a difference for them is passing the IB. If you want to give them a chance, give them the skills to pass this test.
Still, you are blessed compared with me. The present only touches you, but oh, I backward cast my eye on prospects drear. And forward though I cannot see, I guess in fear.
You say we all get screwed in the end. That's all there is to it. You don't believe anybody's got a chance. And everything we're trying to do to get ahead in life, it's all going to get mowed over like that mouse house.
But he's saying we got it even worse off than that house. George had to off his best friend because that's just the way things was. He couldn't do a thing about it. It's just the same for us.
Well, if life sucks that bad, nothing we ever do is going to change, then why do we even try?
Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't see what this poem is about. It's saying we go forward. Saying that we keep trying to see things different. It's like Dawn said, it's how I see. It's how you see what you make of what you see. Rochelle, look, your daddy's in prison and you barely got enough food to feed your brothers and sisters. But I mean, you keep trying to keep them straight and show them what's good for them by cooking them dinner and coming to school. And Adrian, look, everybody knows that your stepdad is stupid to y'all and he's mean to your mom. But I mean, you keep taking care of your moms and trying to keep dope out your house. And Broderick, you don't want anybody to know you're helping Miss Majors with her groceries when you are. And you wouldn't even have out there stirring half as much trouble as you could be. And here,
Don't you come at me with that garbage about I'm trying to make my life better. You're missing the whole point, Dominique. They say we all get screwed in the end, you heard? Whether we try or not.
but we still have to try. I mean, you might have to kill your best friend, but at least you knew you loved him. And that you were human and you treated him like a human. And I mean, George was a good man and he did his best with the story he was in. And that's what I'm gonna do. He did his best to be a good character in a crappy story. And so, hey miss, do you think you could be like this?
Thank you for reading the poem, Dominique. You can take your seat.
But miss, I'm trying to explain to them how it was, you know.
Dominique, I said you can take your seat.
Dominique, what'd you do?
Now that we've thoroughly finished up the novel, I'd like for us to begin getting into our standardized prep course.
That's a good one, Liz.
Kidding, right? No, Rochelle, I want you all to finish units 4 through 6 of chapter 5 by tomorrow.
What the hell, miss? I don't know where that book's at.
Yeah, for real, miss, you know we're not going to do those sheets, right?
That's so
Come on.
stupid.
Wait! This assessment is important! Performing acceptably on this benchmark is essential to your continued education. I'll take up your work for a grade tomorrow.
I try to get it how I live it. A lot of people counting on me kinda like a digit. It's a cold world, I'm not frontin' like it isn't. It's no time for coming up shorter than a midget. Y'all know I'ma raise the bar though, like Bridget. See there a star go, don't blink, you might miss it. It's precious cargo, you gotta be strong to lift it. The light comes in different types, be more specific. Shit, I'm Black Thought, what could be more prolific? For this love, I go above and beyond the limit. I told y'all I'm above and beyond the